Hi, I'm Neil.
And I'm Kayla.
Welcome to the Crause crew.
Welcome to day 12 of our honeymoon. So this day starts off with us at the Richtersveld Wilderness Camp. We had a really nice day there. It was a very, very nice camp. Then we started making our way to the next surprise destination.
Morning. Okay, we just leaving camp now. It's like 10. What was it called?
The Richtersveld Wilderness Camp.
Yeah, we're just leaving there and going to our next destination.
If you want to see our previous video, we'll have it linked on the screen or in the description if you want to see what the Richtersveld Wilderness Camp looked like. We'll also have the camp review in the description or linked up top.
Yeah.
You'll see all the pretty vineyards and Namibia on the other side.
She mentions Namibia a lot because she wants to go there.
But it's true.
It's true. Future trip.
Our fishing stories. The biggest fish that we've caught so far is probably Neil's one. That was like a catfish and like quite a bit bigger than his foot, like maybe 2 feet. And then we were catching a lot of fish that night, and then Shane, he was trying to buy us dinner, and then I also wanted some fish, and I was fishing and catching lots of fish, and then there was a really, really, really big one, and I ended up breaking the rod. So now we only have one rod, and yesterday when we got to the other camp, we were taking turns with like hand line and the normal rod, and then you caught two yellowfish, and I caught one catfish, one tilapia, and then like a whole bunch of little what did you call them?
Little yellowfish. Minnows.
Yeah. On the hand line, so that was quite funny. I kind of knocked his little guts because I didn't want to listen to him when he told me I should go and get the rod so he could make it easier for me. Anyways, it was lots of fun. So yeah. Oh wait, I made a mistake. Okay, it is like almost 3 feet. See, there's his little foot, and there's the kitty. I mean the the catfish, and there's its tail down there. So pretty long. Well done, love.
Today's route, again, surprise destination. So I can't tell you where we're going yet, but it was quite a big day on the road.
Very long day.
Unfortunately, we couldn't get through the border at Fuelsdrift because of COVID and the border was locked. So we didn't want to go through that whole rigmarole to get through the border. So we had to drive back.
That's a tough word.
What? Rigmarole. We had to drive back to Steinkop to get fuel and then to Transfrontier, but that loop is 140 kilometers. While we were leaving the camp, there was guys camping next door. One of them ran up to us as we were driving out and like said, hey, listen, where you guys going? So I was like, I can't really tell you, it's a surprise. He mentioned a keyword and I was like, yeah. He asked what route we're taking, so I explained to him we're going back via the tar road because we need to get fuel, because I didn't know where we were going to get fuel again other than where we're going. He mentioned this shorter route which I'd also seen on Google Earth and GPS maps, but I was a bit hesitant to take it due to the fuel situation because we were close to empty. So yeah, we couldn't take that route. But later on, almost I think on our last day of honeymoon, we met up with this guy.
Yeah, they like drove into our camp as we were leaving. We were like, no way.
As we were leaving camp, they drove in.
Cool.
And he said, listen, we took that shorter route from the wilderness camp to Transfrontier. They were driving a little Jimny. He said it was doable. There were 1 or 2 tricky sections, but they managed it just fine. So for future reference, you can get from the wilderness camp to Transfrontier and then to the last place. You can get fuel there. Just it's certain hours, I think between 8 and 5. but there's a fuel pump. So you'll see us doing quite a bit of tar. Like I said, it's a 140-kilometer loop that we had to do until we could get back onto the next turnoff, a dirt road that will take us to our final destination for the day. We had like quite a little laugh when we were approaching our turnoff. I think you hear us talking about the turnoff and how long we got to go, and that the GPS says it's 160 or just over 160 kilometers, but it's a 9 hours drive. We were like, what?
Yeah, we were like, that's impossible.
That's crazy. Until we started driving.
Then you're like,
yeah,
that's why.
Okay, we're just about to turn off the tar road to go towards our next camp. And how many kilometers is it?
It's 163, but it says it's going to take us 5 hours.
So either the road's really bad or the GPS is wrong.
Let's hope the GPS is wrong. But yeah, the first piece of the road was like really sandy, really corrugated, quite deep sand in places.
A lot of corrugation.
Got to like just normal dirt roads, gravel roads, and then at a stage we got to like a thick gravel, sandy stuff with a lot of corrugations.
Yeah.
We tried everything. We tried going slow. We tried going fast. At a stage, the gravel gets really thick, so it like keeps you in the track. You can like just lightly hold the steering, and the car kind of just goes where it wants. And we were still saying to each other, imagine someone pulled off the side of the road to stop for a photo or something, and you cruising along, and all of a sudden, like a Sky Electric, this thing takes you off the side of the road. Be prepared for corrugations.
Yeah. And along this route, we also saw a lot of the same like weird looking plants that we came to the conclusion that they were the Namakwaland flowers.
We've never been there to see the Namakwaland flowers, so we don't know what they look like. We just took a guess.
So you can comment and tell us.
Yeah, you can tell us what flower it is.
The Namakwaland flowers.
In that whole desert landscape, it's the only green thing.
Yeah, and there's plenty of it.
Yeah,
so we were saying that we would love to go back, because can you imagine what they would look like?
Flower season.
It must be so beautiful.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So cold, misty out here. It's 13 degrees. Okay, we have our favorite.
The corrugations. Not bad, yeah, though.
No,
But it will get worse.
but we've had this for like the last 3 days. Yeah.
Now we know why this might take us 12 hours.
Oh my goodness. Wow. Look at the color of the sand. Yeah, the road's very corrugated, but we're thinking that this is the Namakwaland flowers. We're not sure, but we think so. Yo, it goes all the way up there even. That must be so pretty to see.
Yeah.
Look at the
Looks like
corrugation.
we fly.
We were flying.
We were?
You
I
did
said
go
go
very
fast.
fast. Because your theory was then you missed the corrugations.
Yes, my theory was go fast and go over the top of them. You're about to see the surprise destination, the great giveaway, and we turned off there at the signboard, and so now you know where we're going. But we had a quick stop there, built a little bit of lunch because we're still in for quite a little bit of a drive.
Yeah, so we had a really nice little lunch there. And then
And stop for the mandatory photos.
one of my favorite stories, because I just think it's so funny. Do you remember what story I'm going to
yeah,
tell?
I remember.
So we were standing there having lunch, right? Okay. And then this bakkie drives past.
Like old Skadon,
flying
like an
past.
ancient Toyota bakkie.
Yeah, with some guys in it. And
And on the back.
yeah, and
Yeah.
on the back, I had like a dress on. These guys drive past and they shout as loud as they can, like a boda. And I like looked at my husband
She
in
was
disgust.
shocked.
I was like, and he just like looks at me and then he's like, well, they're not wrong.
Yeah.
That's my favorite story. That
It
was
is their favorite
so
story.
funny. Thank you, my love.
Pleasure.
Okay, this is where we're going. And we just stopped because we're gonna make some lunch. We have about 30 kilometers left to go. Okay, what are we making for lunch?
Leftover brown back to the wrap.
We just drove through, like we think it was the Namakoland flowers, but then like every few kilometers we would change to being flowers and then, what was it? Oh, that grass, that like long, like pretty golden grass, and then it would just stop and then there's just nothing. It was just like, yeah, like this. It was so weird.
After lunch, we got back into the car and took on the corrugations again until we got to the park gate. You stop there, you sign in, and then off to reception.
Okay, we just booked
Afternoon.
afternoon. Yeah, we signed
Checked
in.
into or signed into the park. We're now in the Richtersveld National Park.
Yes. And the guy that was helping us, or that was letting us sign in, the gatekeeper guy, he called someone on the radio and he was like, okay, the Crouses are here and they ready, what? They newly married.
Newly married and ready to check in or
And
something.
yeah, and Neil was like, how do you know that we're newly married? And then he's like, what did he say?
Oh, he can see it.
He can just see it. Yeah, so that was kind of cool. And Neil was like, yeah, we were actually just married like 2 weeks ago. And he's like, what? Oh my goodness. Yo, that's so weird to
Yeah.
think that it was already like 2 weeks by the
Weeks,
time we got to this point.
sure.
Yo.
It was nearing the end.
But yo, that's so true. I
true,
remember
yeah.
we didn't say. And he
We
was
didn't
like,
say
the
anything.
newlyweds are
The
here. And we were
newlyweds are
like,
here. Okay.
it's a bit freaky.
Yeah.
Was he stalking us?
At reception, when you check in to your various campsites, or if you're just staying in the one campsite, you do the check-in at reception. And then also you need to purchase a fishing permit if you are going to be doing fishing in the park.
Can I give you a kiss?
Yeah.
So after we checked in at the reception, we started making our way to our first camp.
Yeah, make sure you obey all the signs.
There's Namibia again, just over there.
Then we arrived at our first camp, our first night in the park, and it's called Potjies Pram.
Ta-da! Upon arriving at camp, you'll see us negotiating our campsite, trying to get a car level.
Well, he said, Leafy, how do
yeah.
you think we should park?
Yeah,
and I told him
And
how
then I
I think we
didn't
should
listen.
park. And then he didn't listen. And then afterwards,
Sorry.
well, you'll see. It's fine.
Um,
Okay, we have found our next campsite. What? No, the whole honeymoon we've been in sand.
Looks like it's kind of level here. No, I don't think so.
Okay, he's parking.
We are Mayoko professional.
Okay, we're here.
We are.
Okay, wait. So what he's talking about is the sign in the window was from a bag from a hair product that I got, and we got these to stick in the window, the reflector thingies, so that our fridge is covered and shaded. And then this window also needed one because our drinking water tank is there, so we cut that up yesterday and stuck that there. So yeah.
Leafy?
Yes.
I agree with you. Maybe I should drive in straight.
I just got that on video. Did you hear that? He just said he agrees with me.
To go in straight and park the nose there.
Leafy,
The tent opens that way
why do you agree with me?
because you're right
And how often am I right?
most of the time.
I love you.
I love you too.
Okay, we've set up camp. And Neil's busy making us a bully beef stew. Yes,
Moving again.
basic camp because we're moving again tomorrow. And there's our shower. He's created our little draining system. How far do we have to drive tomorrow?
I don't know, like 20 k's maybe.
Okay.
50 k's.
Yeah, so we're just doing very basic camp and easy food. And yeah,
But we did get you late.
Yes, we got you very late. And the wind is here already, so we're just gonna have an easy night and then, yeah, maybe bright tomorrow. Yeah. Okay, thank you for watching day 12 of Honeymoon, and we hope you enjoyed it.
Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the notification bell to stay tuned to our videos. And even if you don't want to watch it, like my brother-in-law says, like and leave.
Thanks, Jared.
Thanks, Jared.
Bye. Oh, the lekker
Lekker
sing.
sing. So we hummed a melody there.
Then we arrived at our first camp. Blah, 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 blah.
To go in straight and park the nose there.
Fifi,
Tent opens that way.
why do you agree with me?
Because you're right.
And how often am I right?
Most of the time.
I love you. That's fun. Pram. Yes, we arrived at Potjies Pram. Okay.
Yeah, go.
I love
I love you. Mwah.
Thank you.
Good afternoon and welcome to the route review of Honeymoon Day 12. So the day starts in the Richtersveld Wilderness Camp, and as you have heard in the video, it will take us to the Richtersveld National Park, to the Potjies Pram campsite. You'll see that our route is a little bit of a detour. There is a route that goes from the Richtersveld Wilderness Camp. You can go straight to Transfrontier. It's about a 40-kilometer loop. The road is not too difficult. As we explained in our video that we met a couple when we were leaving the wilderness camp, their idea was to do the route from the Richtersveld camp directly to Extiensfontein. And we met up with them on our last day in the Richtersveld National Park. They then said they did the shorter little route, or the direct route, and it was not too difficult. So it is doable. My reason for going from the wilderness camp to Steinkopf is that my plan was in Steinkopf to get fuel to fill up both tanks on the car and the jerry cans. Like we mentioned in our video, due to COVID, we couldn't cross the border at Fuelsdrift to go and get fuel in Namibia and come back out. So the next option was to go back to Steinkopf, because if we could not get fuel at Sendelingsdrift, then we would at least have enough fuel to get through the park and through to Alexander Bay. Okay, so the route for the day, it takes us from the Richtersveld Wilderness Camp. We head south, like we said, it's about 20 kilometers dirt road, back to Fuelsdrift. Then from the camp, it's about 90 kilometers tar road to Steinkopf. Okay, in Steinkopf, like I said, we filled the fuel tanks on the car, filled the jerry cans, and then we headed for Extiensfontein. So from Steinkopf until the turnoff to Extiensfontein is about 35 kilometers tar road. Okay, then from there you get onto a sandy section of road. It changes between sand, gravel, rock. So this is about, from the tar road, it's about 56 kilometers to Extiensfontein. Then from Extiensfontein to the II Richtersveld National Park, to their gate where you check in, it is about 86 kilometers. Like we said, that this is a combination of sand, gravel, thick sand, rocks, and a lot of corrugations. Okay, then from the gate, or where you check in, to reception, it is about 20 kilometers of dirt road. And then from reception, it is a short 13 kilometers to the Potjies Pram campsite. We did find out once we got to reception there is fuel available at Sendelingsdrift. The fuel station is only operational during working hours, so if you had to get fuel, you need to be there between 8 and 5. After that, fuel station closes and will only open the next morning. Okay, so that's about the route for Honeymoon Day 12. Bye!